Hello everybody, fine morning. The today's class of this non-destructive evolution, we'd like to discuss the process of magnetic testing and the methods that are utilized for generating the magnetic field. We'll be discussing in detail in the today's class. And actually we have the discussion of classification of magnetic testing process in the before class, that there are existing three different methodologies or depending upon the types of the materials. So first, conservation related to the types of materials utilized for the testing process we have discussed in the yesterday's class. And the methods of generating this magnetic field in order to inspect the defects that are existing within the specimens we need to measure or we need to analyze. We'll be having a detailed discussion in the today's session. Coming to the materials point of view, ferrous content of materials, that is ferromagnetic materials, and non-ferrous content of materials, and ceramic materials. In that, the composition of iron will be coming under the ferrous content of materials. Non-ferrous, which doesn't have the composition of the iron, but will be similar or equivalent with respect to its strength and weight ratio will be getting decreased as compared to the ferrous content of materials. And we can conclude for the non-ferrous content of materials that non-ferrous content of materials are high strength to weight ratio when compared to the ferrous content of materials. The similarity with respect to the mechanical properties such as strength, stiffness, ductility, malleability will be maintained apart with the ferrous content of materials, but the weight factor will be getting decreased. And there is a greater advantage for in the aviation technology that lightweight but high strength materials are very much helpful for manufacturing of different types of equipments in the aviation technology, automobiles, in order to increase the efficiency of the machineries. There's the detailed look of the types of materials that are utilizing for manufacturing in the case of applications. And for the inspection, the field accessing should be existed, in that there are two different methodologies for generating the magnetic field. Indeed, to analyze the object's overall specifications, it is direct magnetization and indirect magnetization. In the view of this direct magnetization, we used to clamp this component or specimen which we need to identify its properties, either it may be the mechanical properties or the physical properties or the geometrical properties. And this will be getting clamped. The specimen which need to measure will be clamped in between the two electrical contacts with respect to the support of clamps or rods. So here the clamps that we all aware of, this clamps, that tightening of nuts and bolts with respect to the J joints, rods fixation of this checks in between these two with an electrical contacts. Coming to the indirect magnetization, here permanent magnets will be utilized And the central conductor plays a major important role of conductivity of electricity. These electromagnets get attracted and generates the fields with only the unidirectional strategy. These coils and solenoids will be utilized for the connectivity and passage of electricity and recipient of the heat and electricity for the generation of the magnetic field. We'll be having a detailed discussion related to this direct magnetization, the process of this direct magnetization. With this direct magnetization, current will be passed directly through the component. The flow of current will be in an elliptical format depending upon its frequency, or the frequency will be agitated as per the voltage of electricity passed within the component. And that will be calling as a conductor. The flow of current will be in an elliptical shape or nominally will be equivalent to the circular magnetic field generation in and around the conductor. Indeed, to process this direct magnetization method, a proper measures or steps to be taken or ensured for good electrical contact that has been established between the equipment and the test material. Because if at all not happened so, it leads to an incrementing in the temperature and causes a peak range of the temperature due to its high resistance points, because it is getting fixed. In the case of this direct magnetization, specimen is getting fixed in between the two electrical contacts. So this overheating will be getting occurred if particularly at that particular high resistance points where in contact we are getting pin with respect to the hinge joints. Hence, proper measures need to be observed or taken indeed to limit the voltage as per the desired magnetic field generation to a particular range of temperature. The initial step here it is the clamping the component between two electrical contacts. Here, the first way is nothing but directly getting with respect to the contact of special equipment. Two different J joints will be getting existed. There is an between two electrical contacts. We will be fixing the test piece, which we need to measure its properties by inducing the magnetic field. And then the current will be getting passed through that particular component, and circular magnetic field is established between them. Whenever the current has been stopped from the external source, the residual magnetic field will remain within the component. So initially we are passing the electrical power supply. The object has been fixed, which we need to measure in between the two different contacts. When the external power supply has been cut off, the residual magnetic field will remain constant within the component, and hence the strength which has been induced in the magnetic field is directly proportional to the amount of current that has been passed through the component. That's the basic source. The strength which has been induced in the magnetic field is directly proportional to the amount of current that has been passed through the material. Here is the example component. It has been fixed in between the two different tangencies, fixtures, and there will be a round interpolation towards it, circular object. Electricity external power supply has been given. that's being passing through the conductor towards the circular. The movement of this object which we need to measure will be having an cylindrical position in its geometrical specifications that generates the electrical conductivity also in a counter side circular interpolation, and the magnetic field that is being generating in circular interpolation in and around this conductor, the specimen test specimen which need to be identified. See, the second way it is that's the first way of fixing, and the second way of fixing it is with respect to the clamps or rods. This is the technique that involves replacing or attachment with respect to the two different components, and hence the electrical current will be connected with respect to these two fixed prods, and the setup, the current sets up in a circular magnetic field around the path of the current, which is being supplied externally to the fixed prods by using these prods. Coming to the indirect magnetization, the second step in the classification. So direct magnetization, the first classification, how the magnetic magnetization to the components will be induced or developed. First one is direct one, and this direct one has two different options, that is clamping the component between the two different electrical contacts. This is the two electrical contacts, and the second subclassification in the direct system is by utilizing the clamps or prods will be utilizing or transfer the electricity which is provided externally to the prods by affixing of clamps, and the field will be getting generated in between these two different prods by passing the electricity which is externally supplied. So this is the second step. Moving on to the indirect magnetization. It is the method which will be a strong electric magnetic field generated indeed to examine the component than in the direct magnetization. And even in the direct magnetization method, we are having only those two different methodologies. That is, one, fixing the specimen which we need to observe in between the two electrical contacts or with respect to the prods by maintaining a particular gap to which the field has to be generated, and examining at where the point locations is being taking place. Coming to this indirect magnetizations, we are having a variant of methodologies or subclassifications by generating a strong electrical magnetic field within the component indeed to identify the overall specifications. In the permanent magnets, the limitations are, but the advantages we can consider it. Because of using this permanent magnets, it's a low cost method indeed to generate the magnetic field. And even their use is limited to a lack of control indeed to generate its field strength, and even difficulty of placing or removing strong magnets from the external devices also. See, permanent magnets, and it generates a permanent fixed positions which limits with respect to economical ratios. And the second point in the case of this is the electromagnet which can have the adjustable capability within the magnets, that will be called as an horseshoe magnet. Nominally we'll be calling as an that yoke. And what the greater advantage upon this electromagnet is nothing but we can overcome with respect to some of the problems that with the permanent magnetic and extensively it can be utilized in the industry at different spots. These electromagnets can have an capability of exhibiting the magnetic flux with whenever the electrical current is getting flow to the soft iron core. So the soft iron core is in and around towards it, we can say. When the magnet is placed on the component, the field will be getting established between the north and the south poles and make to travel the electrical field from unidirectional strategy to and getting out from the unidirectional activity, that is from north pole to the south pole, or else from the south pole to the north pole, depending upon the polarities of the electrical power supply that we have been given as an input to the electromagnet. The major advantage of this electromagnet is can be flexible of operating at different places of the industry. Even we can observe in the industry starting from the loading condition to the unloading condition. Raw material with an irregular shape need to be converted to the regular types of shapes or input shapes. So there the chopping will be getting considered. Whether the chopping is being done in a correct format or not can be verified with respect to this. And the observations of converting the irregular shapes to a particular input shapes can be examined with respect to the pointal variations with the conditions of this electromagnet. And later on, from the input range to certain mechanical process commencements by utilizing the robotic technology, where the human power will be reduced to a maximum extent, that will be calling as an automation technology. And later on, this it can be utilized for examining after commencement of the different kinds of process we have been achieved the correct dimensions or not on manufacturing process. There's an inspection technology, and if at all we can verify the quality of the object by satisfying the particular quantity as per the demand oriented and packing, and next given the dispatching by coding. And there's a best example at different places we are being utilizing this technology for various types of inspections. Conversion of the irregular shapes to the particular dimensions accuracies. The first consideration, examining or identifying physical properties of the material. Next thing, it is the particular process, either it may be of the milling, drilling, reaming, boring, slotting, etc. has been commenced with respect to the proper conditions of application or not, and the dimensions internally has been obtained by satisfying the allowances by the tool and the work part, and verified the smoothness or finishing at the machined conditions clearly examined by this electromagnetic testing process. And later on, the quality and quantity of the objects can be specified very much clearly. These are the best examples how in the industrial sector this electromagnetic testing process is being involved. Coming to the third parameter, in the case of this indirect magnetization process, central conductor. So this is an indirect system is nothing but the way of connectivity with respect to the observation material will be getting differed, but the identification factor or commencement of the experimental process is similar. And we can identify the main objective is to identify the entire properties of the materials, geometrical specifications of the materials, etc. Those can be clearly identified by utilizing this process. And the third parameter here in the case of this indirect case of magnetization is central conductor. And here the magnetic field in a material is caused by creating the magnetic field of a current varying conductor, by a current varying conductor. Nothing but a circular magnet can be established in a cylindrical components by utilizing the central conductor, and one or more cylindrical components are hung from a solid copper bar running through an inside diameter, which will be having a high capability of generating of this electricity or passing of this electricity, indeed to conduct the electricity. And then the current is allowed to pass through this copper bar and result in the circular magnetic field. And later on, see here, this electrical conducting or core is completely filled up of this internally transferred electrical power supply. And upon its rotation, the magnets will be fixed towards the other two sets. Upon its core acting, hence the current passing coil is acting as a core, and two magnets with polarities have been separated externally, and the field will be, upon rotation of this core, the field will be getting generated, and a high amount of field will be getting generated. High frequency oriented field will be getting developed here. And obviously in the motors, different kinds of motors, synchronous motors, asynchronous motors, stepper motors, will be following this kind of technology itself. Coming to the fourth one, coil and solenoids. So here solenoids in the sense nothing but electrical conductivity devices. The coil utilizing as an passage, utilized for passage of the electricity, or indeed to observe the electricity, indeed to cut off the electricity, maintaining the loss possibility. When the length of the component, where we will be utilizing, or when we will be utilizing this type of coil and the solenoids, a ring type and double ringed type, U-shaped, V-shaped, a different technology. See here, when we have a large length of the components, it is very much difficult to operate within the fixed strategies. Nothing but before technologies we have been utilized. See here, electromagnetic or central conductor in the sense that is a fixed device. So as lengthiest objects cannot be processed for experimentational process in the case of the central conductor, or even these electromagnets which are being fixed at an other ends, and unidirectional flow is not at all possible indeed to identify by this process. And only the permanent magnets which can be placed at different places by conducting, and those also can be utilized, but it's limiting to some extent of length only. But this coil and solenoids plays a major important role for observing different lengthiest components, and even number of times the process can be repeated indeed to identify its dimensions and crack detections. So how the field will be getting accessed? See, this is the coil which has been fixed, and it can be removable and even can be fixed, right? The material which we need to pass will be placed in between this longitudinally in the concentrated magnetic field that will be getting generated between the coil, and electricity with respect to an magnetization coil short will be given solenoid. Here solenoid in the sense electricity passes. Solenoid capability will be induced within the material, and conductivity of electricity or electrons will be getting passed within the material. And this is the coil which having the magnetic capability. Upon this magnetic effect, the current will be conducting here, and high amount of field will be getting generated in a unidirectional flow by the solenoid bar that we are being provided externally on the testing coil. Hence, the field will be generating in a unidirectional flow. The magnets will be generating, and wherever the cracks has been identified, the deviations within the field will be accessing. That can be identified. That's the flaws or air gaps in the solidification process, material losses, cracks identifications, the circumference variations can be clearly observed by the process, experimentational process. Magnetic field distribution and the intensity. So how the field will be getting generated, we have been discussed with the different methodologies, that is the direct technology and the indirect technologies. But how the field is getting distributed and at what range, nothing but intensity, frequency, it is being generated. Coming to the condition of this, first one, longitudinal field, length oriented. The magnetization towards this coil by using the solenoid will be having a shorter length only, because of the material will be within the solenoid, and the same length on each and every side of the solenoid will be strongly magnetized. So the field which is being generated within the two different end points will be clearly specified and having a perfect development of this field, generation of this field in perfect ratio. This is the condition occurs because magnetization force diminishes with increasing the distance from the solenoid. Because when the field has been generated, automatically the force of magnetization will be minimizing with respect to distance increment. So whenever the distance has been increased, the field axing also will be getting decreased, obviously, because it is inversely proportional to each other. Second condition is circular fields. Whenever the circular field is forming in and around the conductor upon passage of this electricity, here we are having the rules such as Fleming's rules, right hand thumb rule for direction of the magnetic field is being taking place. So for these circular objects, internally identifying its agitations upon passing of electricity through the permanent coil that is being placed, and the electricity will be passing over it, and the magnetization will be done to an externally object which we need to measure. Here the tabular part, induced circular magnetic field will be getting accessed towards this, and this is the current carrying conductor, and electricity will be passing through this conductor. Magnetization will be done for the cylindrical aztec coil which generates the field upon passing of the electricity. Passage of the electricity can identify the defects which are being existing within the object very much clearly. Now this is the field that is being generated in a circular interpolation. Next one, demagnetization. So why we need to study this demagnetization? So after finishing this object or the experimental process, entire the object will be with the conditions of induced magnetiz- magnetization effects. So hence, if that has been electrically magnetized, it will be creating some of the shocks. Hence, the object need to be demagnetized immediately after completing the examining process or that particular material, and the demagnetization has to be done for the object for safety agitation. That is the concept of demagnetization, and this causes cutting to climb the component. The electronic equipment which we are being utilizing, such as compass, indeed to interfere with within the electric equipment. And if at all, indeed to create the arc blow technique or arc blow condition in the welding process, and this will be blow will be causing due to the welding, that where the filler metal to be repelled from the weld. Particularly, we will be observing in the case of this butt welding, because the material will be filling with respect to an external sources in bore or carbide by transferring its phase and filling in between the two different kinds of materials. And even this demagnetization causes the abrasive particles to climb to bearing or faying surfaces and increase work conditions. Removal of this particular field may be accomplished in several ways. The first here it is by heating, and by heating this particular material above the Curie temperature, there is above the recrystallization range of temperature. For example, the Curie temperature or the temperature for a low carbon steel is 770 degrees centigrade, and that temperature need to be maintained. And at that particular temperature, and we are already having the basic definition of this. Why you have got this point in the sense in the definition, we will be going back to our definition, that in the non-ferrous content of ferrous content of materials, that upon generation of this electricity, passing of this electricity or in the magnetization is being conditioned, the electrons flow will be very much loosely packed because the atoms are very much strength, hence have allowed the free flow of electrons, that when the field has been generated, it will be getting attracted and holding the field generated to that particular objects. So that conducted field need to be expelled by releasing the content. So when it will be getting revealed between the atomic particles, because the bonding has been developed very much clearly. That is at a range of strength, ionic range, high strength creating bonding nature. So indeed to cut off dirt which has been already induced in the material, the phase transfer range of temperature need to be maintained. That here clearly specifies that low carbon steel maintains of 770 degrees. And from the iron and iron carbide diagram, it is very much clear for us to maintain the temperature. There is a phase transformation of temperature for ionic range is 610 degrees at an initial stage, and for an low carbon steels maintaining 725 to incremental in strategy. So that will be varies with respect to the composition of the materials. And here the second point it is, when the steel has been heated above its Curie temperatures. So above the Curie temperature in the sense 770 degrees, Then again it is cooled back. So quenching process and nothing but in the MMS subject we have been done. And at that particular time, the arrested magnetic field generations within the atomic particles will be expelled out by the individual grains that also will be opening up, and no residual magnetic field will be existing in between. And again, upon solidification process or quenching process, in the sense solidification process. So solidification process, the normal atomic bonding will be getting developed, and the original strength without holding this magnetic field will be generating. So that is the basic concept of this remodeling of a field, which is generated for our convenience. We are in for developing the inspection process, for commencing the inspection process, we have developed the magnetization over that objects. So then the next condition it is subjecting the component to an reversing or decreasing magnetic field will return the dipoles and a near random orientation through the material. And next one it is with the polarities changing of the magnets also we can demagnetize the materials. Initially from the north pole to south pole, if the electricity field has been generated, that is positive way of conducting the components, conducting the magnetic field on the components. So if the polarities has been changed, automatically reverse flowing of the electricity will be taking place, and to some extent it will be getting decreased, but not permanently decreasing, as this particular process will permanently dehold the magnetic field. But this reversing or decreasing will be reducing to some extent, but it is limited to some extent. And this can be accomplished by a pulling component of and from a coil with AC passing fluid, nothing but the current, the reverse passing, just we have been discussed, right? And the magnetic testing, how will be progressed, we'll be seeing in the next class. Thank you.